Well, I'd first like to say thank you to everyone who's joining. My name is Sharat Chander. I'm from Oracle, part of the Java team, longtime member of the Java team and the Java community. Let me first say thank you to the jconf.dev organizers for inviting me and all of my fellow speakers for putting on today's event. It's always great to stay connected. I know we can't see each other face to face. That'll change hopefully in the near future. But in the meantime, it's important we stay connected online. Today, I want to talk about Java in the next 25 years. Today's agenda of sessions, you're going to hear a lot of technical information and details as far as how to improve your Java skills. But what I'd like to do is just give you a bit of color and context from the leaders of Java as far as what we're doing to make sure it's viable for the next 25 years in terms of resources, in terms of design decisions, and what we're doing to invest back into you. So first and foremost, let me first say happy birthday, Java. Memorable year as we celebrate 25 years of Java this year. It is a very profound and important date, and very humbling too for many of us, whether you've been using Java for a month or a year, 5 years, or even 25 years, such as myself. It is an auspicious occasion, and it's moved us in so many ways. It's moved businesses towards greater innovation. It's moved commerce around the world, both physically and digitally, if you think about it. And more importantly, it's moved all of us in terms of our passion for programming. And it's important that we recognize this because collectively, all of our use cases, our best practices, and our approaches help make Java better as we collaborate together. And to celebrate this occasion, we recently launched the Our World Moved by Java campaign. We kicked off this campaign back in May, very close to the actual birthday of Java on May 23rd. We held an event on May 20th where you got to hear personal stories from those of you in the ecosystem and the community in terms of how you've been moved by Java, how it's shaped your career, how it's shaped the applications you are building or have built. But also, we gave a little bit of color as far as the directions that are forthcoming. And so we encourage you to take part in this campaign. We view this campaign as a year-long endeavor. So there's still many, many months to go. There's been a lot of activity since we launched this campaign back in May. And we encourage you to keep in touch and see other activities and programs that are part of this overall campaign. For sure, we're looking forward to the opportunity to celebrate in person when that occurs, and I know I'm looking forward to meeting all of you when the world opens up. And as we continue this journey on Java, it's important to remember where all of that innovation happens. I oftentimes get asked, where does the magic all happen in terms of where Java is developed? And the reality is there is no magic. There is nothing behind the curtains. There's no secret sauce here. Everything is done transparently via the Open JDK project. It's where we collaborate to develop the open source implementation of Java SE, and we do this all transparently. You can see the code check-ins and the conversations on the mail lists, and ultimately the decisions that are made as features involved. And so we encourage you to join the Open JDK project. We have multiple levels in terms of how to get involved, but it's also important to sometimes step back and, I understand many of you are busy. You got to put blinders on and stay focused on the task at hand in terms of what you're doing in terms of your app dev. But we want to make sure that you're aware of what's happening out in the open in terms of how we develop Java. So at the bare minimum, come and take a look at the projects that are most interesting to you, sign up for the mail lists, and actually see the active ongoing conversation, which will just empower you to become a more productive developer. Now, we also want to get your feedback. Like, this is a mission critical for us as we want to push Java beyond the next 25 years. Understanding where you're using Java and how you're using it will allow us to make more informed decisions in terms of the evolution that we apply. So as Duke says, Duke needs you. So please Come join, share your feedback, and allow us the opportunity to understand what is motivating you, where are you using Java, the use cases, where you're applying it, and like I said, we'll be able to make better decisions moving forward with your input. As part of the experience of using Java, it's not just about giving technology and putting it in your hands. We also want to help your sort of education and your path as well. And so we recently launched the Oracle Learning Explorer program, and within this Explorer program, there are various paths and learning modules across a wide spectrum of developer-related technologies coming from Oracle. Obviously, we also have a learning path here for Java. These are all free. It allows you to learn at your own pace. At the completion of all of the modules that are part of the Explorer program for Java, you'll be able to also earn a badge, and it'll help you distinguish yourself amongst the sea of all of the other developers that are also out there. So again, this is free. This is offered to you to increase your skill sets, and we're very proud to offer this to you. Now, we also launched something new called Inside.java. This is your opportunity to hear about the news and views from the actual team here at Oracle that's building Java. We oftentimes publish information based on topics, which are all tagged. You can search by author and date, as well as those tags. But this is our way of being able to give you insight in terms of what's happening, give you a chance when you're looking for what is the truth as far as what is occurring with a certain project or the evolution of an effort. And so our developers, our engineers here in the Java team publish often, and this is your way of getting an aggregated stream of information and news as far as what's happening. So I encourage you to take a look at inside.java. And recently, we also launched a podcast as part of Inside.java. This is also your way to hear directly from the team that's building Java in a conversational interview format. The podcast is available on iTunes as well as Google Podcasts. You can even find it in Spotify. You can also subscribe to the RSS feed. Just go to inside.java/podcast. We already have several episodes that are live already, and it's your opportunity to, again, to hear directly from the voices behind Java as far as what's happening. Now, a lot of things we're investing in terms of making sure you're in a better position for taking advantage of all the innovation that's happening at Open JDK, net new resources as well. But as we celebrate 2020, this is a memorable year for Java. It's important to understand that Java has given all of us over 2 decades of innovation. It continues to evolve with important language features, and it's building on the momentum of enhancements from the past, such as generics in Java 5, or lambdas in Java 8, or even more recently, modules in Java 9. All of this culminates in our ability to help boost performance and stability, as well as security of the platform along the way. And in the sea of choices and options that you have, Java continues to remain the #1 programming language of choice. Now, that's important because we want to be able to ensure that the innovation we introduce in Java allows us to address the ever-evolving modern application development landscape. At the same time, we want to ensure there's backwards compatibility. Your investments in Java technology need to be of value to you, not just when it was created, but in the future as well. So we make very thoughtful decisions as far as the evolution of where the direction of Java is going. Now, we work on several projects at the Open JDK project. As we innovate for the future, we want to do this transparently. As you see here, there's many active projects that we are investing in. This is just a small subset of those projects. These are all long-term projects where innovation will happen, and we will then introduce incremental updates that are tied to these projects. These aren't meant to be delivered in one large, massive feature, but like I said, small incremental improvements towards the end goal of each of these is what we're now doing since we've introduced the 6-month release cadence. So it's important to note that these projects are addressing some of the major evolutions of computing that we're seeing right now. Things like taking advantage of modern hardware, improving concurrency for modern workloads, or more importantly, accelerating startup time for areas such as microservices and serverless. And obviously, we want to address the growing demand in the AI and ML and big data space. Don't forget to visit openjdk.java.net. You can keep up with what's happening behind all of these projects, the incremental features that are now being introduced from these projects into OpenJDK, as well as stay in touch with us as far as the investments we make here. So the next 25 years, how does that stay true to what has happened the previous 25 years? And it's all about preserving the Java virtues that have been part of Java for the last 25 years. We stay true to these virtues, and it makes Java successful for the long term. As we strategize on technical improvements and build new features, we lean in on these virtues and embrace what's given us value in terms of ease of use, security, reliability, and of course, platform independence. Now, for you as an end user, choice matters. From OpenJDK, we offer you 2 binary releases. One is Oracle Open JDK. This allows you to utilize Java under a very open source friendly license. We also are able to introduce Oracle JDK as well. Now, a lot of you work at companies where enterprise support is mission critical and in many cases is expected. So it's really your choice in terms of what your needs are. You have a binary release of Oracle Open JDK underneath an open source friendly license, as well as Oracle JDK underneath a commercial license. And as we announced in 2017, we're now shipping Java faster than ever. It's more predictable with our 6-month release cadence. This takes the guessing out of when users can expect to have us deliver Java to you. Recent data has shown more adoption of Java 11, and we're on the downhill slope towards the next LTS, which is Java 17. And more developers are looking at Java 15, which is the current release, as the stepping stone to put them ahead of the curve. It's really hard to underestimate just how positive of an impact the release cadence has been since we've moved to a 6-month release cadence. It's offered development team efficiencies, faster cadence of innovation, more approachable incremental change, and it also thoughtfully breaks up larger features into smaller, easier to consume changes. So, those previous projects were able to, break these up into digestible incremental innovation that we deliver every 6 months. Now, with the 6-month release model, developers can get access to new features and the ability to get insight into Java in terms of where it's headed. And with this, as we've moved to the 6-month release model, along with the thousands of performance and stability and security updates, you now get Java and JDK enhancement proposals, which are basically the innovation that we introduce in every new release in a more thoughtful and incremental way. Gone are the days of disruptive releases that used to happen every 3, sometimes every 2 to 3 years, with a large feature set that you had to take account for. As you see, since Java 10, you have this steady stream of predictable releases with much more approachable feature sets in terms of what you're able to consume. The disruption is gone. We're hearing that many developers are easily adding the latest versions of Java directly into their CI and CD pipelines to take advantage of the latest features while ensuring their applications continue to run smoothly. Now, we launched Java 15 on September 15th. This goes back to our 6-month release cadence. Java 14 came out in March, Java 15 here in September. And this demonstrates our ability to, again, offer incremental efficiencies to you. There are a lot of, areas in Java 15 that are important. A few that are worth highlighting is JEP 371 with hidden classes. With this, this feature improves productivity. It's improving how Java works with frameworks that generate classes at runtime and use them indirectly via reflection. Also important are some of the previous preview features that are now finalized. ZGC being one of them. Now, this is a scalable, low latency garbage collector that moves to production after being introduced as an experimental feature all the way back in JDK 11. We've also now finalized text blocks with JEP 378. This was a preview feature in JDK 13 and in 14, and it improves developers' productivity by adding multi-line string literals and automatically formatting strings in a predictable way. One of the benefits of moving to the 6-month release cadence is we also are able to introduce incubating and preview features. Unlike the 2 to 3 year cadence where you just got a release, we weren't able to actually get your feedback in terms of some of the new features we're developing. And so with the introduction of incubating and preview features, it gives you a chance to give us feedback. And so one of the new preview features in JDK 15 is sealed classes. We also have pattern matching and for memory access APIs coming back, records coming back as second previews. These were introduced in JDK 14. We got your feedback and we realized that we're just about there, and we just wanted to finish up and finalize some additional feedback that came from that first round of previews. And we expect this to be available very shortly in a downstream release, perhaps in Java 16, but very shortly we'll see these come to bear. And obviously, we also want to do some thoughtful pruning. We don't want you to have to carry features that are either no longer offering value, and so we do thoughtful pruning in terms of deprecation as well as removal when needed. So with Java 15, we are now updated in terms of supporting Oracle Linux on ARM64. We continue to support 64-bit on all of these platforms, which allows you to target a wide range of target environments. And let me just say, I'd like to thank all of the contributors that helped with getting Java 15 out the door. Along with all of the primary engineering efforts that are coming from Oracle, we do appreciate all the help and support that we do get from the ecosystem from enterprises, companies, and individual developers alike. So thank you for everyone for making Java 15 possible. And Java 16 is just right around the corner. As I mentioned, we're on the 6-month release train, which means Java 16 is just around the corner, targeted for March of 2021. We already have several JEPs targeted for Java 16. One of the best ways you can get involved in Java is actually just downloading the early access builds and giving us your feedback. This allows us to make incremental and continual improvements before we actually finalize the release for general availability to improve the quality. So you can start downloading now, begin testing, and give us your feedback. Now, we also want to ensure that the infrastructure we make Java available on is modernized. There was a time where Mercurial actually was one of the best ways in terms of the infrastructure for us to deliver Java, but the world has adapted and changed, and we also want to adapt as well. As you saw, there's 2 JEPs that are already targeted in Java 16 to modernize Java infrastructure. In fact, we've already moved the main line to GitHub on September 5th. And this is a way that ensures Java remains accessible for all developers as infrastructure changes and modernization happens. Now, along with some of the new areas in terms of empowering the ecosystem I talked about in the beginning, we also want to continue to empower the ecosystem with existing programs. Many of you are part of some of these, but I encourage you to take a look at things like Java Magazine, Oracle University offerings in terms of free learning, getting involved in Oracle Academy at the student and university level, but also Java user groups. Many of you may be associated and affiliated with one locally. If you're not, this is one of the best ways to learn and embrace new ideas, new thoughts, learn best practices and use cases from your peers. And it's very encouraging to know that there's over 350 of these user groups around the world that represent almost, I believe at this point, 500,000 Java developers. So I encourage you to join the program. So, we're well positioned in terms of, with our 6 month release cadence, being able to accelerate innovation in an incremental pace. We have a very thriving ecosystem of programs and channels for you to participate in. And all along the way, Oracle takes its stewardship very seriously in terms of being able to drive innovation with technology improvements, but also ensuring we're connecting with you on a regular basis. And so, with that, I want to thank you for your time. I look forward to the next 25 years of Java and beyond with your participation. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. We can keep the conversation going. You can host your questions and we can stay connected. And with that, thank you for your time.